It's a cold night in January. The year has just got started. It's actually January 6th, 2020. And I want to talk to you about your goals a little bit more. We're going to beat a dead horse for just a minute. You've probably been thinking about goals quite a bit. You've been planning your goals and thinking through. But my question is, do you feel like you are coming out of hibernation from the winter? And maybe you feel like you had a great little winter break and things were peaceful and quiet, and now you're like a bear waking up for springtime. Everybody's in motion, deals are happening left and right around you, and you're just still not getting with the program. Maybe you feel like you don't have traction happening with your real estate business yet, or you're still not really clear on exactly what you're gonna do this year, what you're hoping to do, or what needs to change in order to get to your goals. So that's what we want to talk about for just a minute, is those specific goals. And I want to encourage you to get really specific right now. And whenever this video is done, take 5 minutes, take 30 minutes, take an hour, and just spend some time reflecting and kind of meditating on this past year. So whenever I plan my goals for each year, I like to open up the journal, and sometimes I'll do it on the computer, sometimes I'll do it in writing. But I like to journal and I like to think through, how did this year go? What were the highlights? What were the lowlights? Where did I fall short of what I was hoping to do? Where did I accomplish the goals that I was trying to do? And I just list things out. I just make as many lists as I can. I list them out and I get real about what happened in the year, and just try to take a moment and reflect on those things. Something else that's really helpful for me is taking a look at the people around me and the people who are accomplishing their goals. What are they doing different than what I'm doing? If I felt like I didn't accomplish my goals this past year, why did my friend over here, why were they able to accomplish their goals? What was different in their life than what's happening in my life? And I try to pay attention and learn from those scenarios of what was working for them and what's not working for me, and vice versa. If I had a friend, trying to hit some major goals and they didn't, but I did, why wasn't? I want to learn from the scenario. I want to try to apply a little bit of science and practical knowledge to what's happening. Then I'm going to look at the next year and many years in the future, and I'm going to think through, what's the goal? What's the purpose of all of this work, of all this activity? What's the purpose of it all? And how are we going to get there at the end of the day? That's what we're looking for. So once I have got the purpose back in mind, the big picture of why I'm there, then I'm going to take time and say, okay, if that's the big picture, how do I practically get there now? And in order to hit those goals, I need to do this by the end of the year. And then of course you probably know this, but just back it off, do the math backwards. So if you're trying to do X number of deals, divide that by 12, divide that by 4 weeks, and you'll work out kind of what the goals are for each week. And I don't want to spend much time on that, but really what I want you to take time and think about is the reflectivity of what happened in the past and why did it happen, and then looking forward, the big why of, why do you want to hit these goals? What is life going to look like if you don't hit those goals this year, or if you don't hit those goals in the end, right? Why are you trying to do all this stuff, and what's at stake if you don't achieve those goals? One of my coaches, John Cheplack, he likes to use this example where you sit and you visualize who is going to be most affected if I do not achieve my goals. I've got these huge goals in the future. Close your eyes and think about looking that person in the face and saying, I didn't hit my goals and we don't get to do this as a result, right? Sometimes that's really motivating. For me personally, I love the Lord. I want my life to be all about advancing the kingdom of God in practical ways, especially through business, but also through loving people, advancing the kingdom throughout the world. So when I close my eyes and I have these huge goals for my life, and then I look at Jesus in the face and I say, I was lazy. I didn't apply as much effort as I could have. I didn't try hard enough. And as a result, these things haven't happened. That's deeply impacting to me. So anyway, I think that setting your goals on paper is extremely helpful and important. And if you haven't done it yet and the year's just started, take some time now and to get serious about them, reflect about the past, get serious about the future. And then the last piece is to pull people in to help you get to where you want to be. So this is extremely important, but micro commitments on a weekly basis with people around you saying, okay, here's my big picture goal, and this week I'm going to do X, Y, and Z to get there. Please help me, and get serious about it. If I don't do this by Sunday, this is gonna happen, right? Bring people into it. Let people know publicly, your friends, not the whole world, but let people know where you're trying to go, what the mark is that you're trying to hit, and pull them in and let them help you. And it'll make a huge difference in not just setting huge goals, but actually accomplishing those goals this year. So I hope that's helpful. Take some time if you haven't already, and I hope you crush those goals this year. Thanks for watching. Bye.